I have a very tired baby here. She had a good play at the dog park, and then we went for a little walk. And she's so tired. She's been resting the whole time, but we need to go. She had at the vet, she had a IV catheter, and they had to shave her leg. And I didn't know that until, like, they brought her out, and then the one vet told me about it, and it looks not nice. So hopefully that grows back soon. Hi, puppy. Tired little baby. I want to have a birthday party for Wren, but I don't know what we're going to do. That's a few months away. Anyway. Haven't really done much vlogging this week. At least I don't think so. Got a lot of updates. I've been working a bunch is one reason I haven't been vlogging much. And I've got to wrap up the vlog today, actually, because it is Thursday. But, yeah, so I worked every day this week. Today just the morning, but I'll be working tomorrow as well. So that's good news. I did have to apply for EI, and that's been a mess. So it's one of those things where, like, the short version is, one of my employers made a mistake with some documentation. It contradicted the report that I made about my last day worked, which is something that EI needs to calculate an accurate application, or to process it accurately. So one of my employers made a mistake. I didn't know they made a mistake. And then EI, or Service Canada, whatever you want to call them, they made a mistake because they saw that there was a inconsistency, if you want to call it that, or they saw that there was two contradicting facts. One being my last day worked is December 15th, which I reported, and then one being December 31st, which doesn't make any sense. It just happens to be the last day of the month that one of my employers reported. And, you know, there was no work during Christmas holidays. That was part of the reason of filing for EI, and that extended break that we had. So instead of contacting either one of us, what EI did was just assume that I was the one that was in the wrong, and then they processed my application based off of the incorrect information, not my information that I submitted. And because of that, there's $600 that I'm missing that I really, really need. And it's taken them over a week now, and they still haven't corrected the issue. I spent 5 hours on the phone with them yesterday, most of it on hold. I think 20 minutes of that was actually speaking to someone, and I spoke to 4 different people yesterday. So some of it was like 5 seconds and I never heard from that person again. Some of it was, you know, a couple minutes here and there with this person, a couple minutes here and there with that person. So I've done all I can do on my end of things, and now I'm just waiting for them to rectify the situation. And hopefully I just won't need EI again for a long time, if ever, because now I'm been working again. However, next week is finals week, and you know, sometimes there's not a lot of work to be had there, but who knows? So, yeah, I have been reading this book that my counselor gave me that I wasn't really excited to read for a couple of different reasons, but one is because I was already in the middle of reading a self-help type book about parenting, and I could be done that by now, but I read a lot of different books at once, but the self-help region is something that's new for me, and I was like, okay, well, I can read one of those and then read like a fiction book simultaneously, and I feel okay with that. And I just have a lot of different categories. I'm reading magazines, and like maybe something that's more not textbook, but like more factual, or like, I don't know, there's just like different, or coffee table books. There's just different categories of books, short stories, but I don't read 2 fiction novels at once, and I don't want to read 2 self-help books at once either. So this book is big, and I've been reading it now for a while, And so I wasn't too pumped about it, but I think it is doing some positive things, or I am doing some positive things with it. It's called The Liberated Mind, and it has a subtitle, like how to pivot towards some freedom, maybe, or something. I don't remember exactly, but something to that effect. And there's a police here, a sheriff to be exact. Interesting. Sorry. Anyway, it is too hot in here. Also, let's adjust that. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, the Liberated Mind, I believe is what it's called. Stephen C. Hayes. I think I wasn't prepared to really talk about it at length, but yeah, it is. It's about ACT, or ACT, which I think he specifically says no, we call it ACT, not ACT. I don't remember what the acronym's for now. Oh my goodness. I'm like almost halfway through the book. But anyway, it's a method of being, I guess. How do I describe it? It's just doing really, there's a lot of information in there, and some of it, I think this book so far could be like 10% of the length it is, so that's one of the annoying things about it. But anyway, it's just a way of looking at things and using certain tools. And it talked about pivoting, because part of what it's talking about is just like, man, like getting caught up in anxiety and having all these thoughts and overanalyzing things and whatever is like really, it's a problem that I definitely have. And it gives a lot of advice and tools that you can use to pivot away from that, just see thoughts as thoughts and just kind of let them go. And along with that, I've just noticed this week, because I was kind of prepared to have like a really bad week because of work stuff that I was just not excited about, because I don't want to get into that right now, but basically just working places that I wasn't feeling up to working, that have not been very kind to me in the past. And it turned out being a really great week. And I think part of that was just like, I don't know, not having that self-fulfilling prophecy, not going into it super negatively. I was at first, and the very first day just happened to be the day that was also the worst for me. But also, I mean, there was just like factual realities that happened that were completely out of my control and out of my like perception and everything else, that just like things worked out in my favor a lot. And then I was also just to make good use of my time and just try to be positive. And I've just had like a way better week than I thought I was going to have. There's been a lot of things going on that haven't been super awesome, but I feel pretty good right now. And there's some big stressors there, because I mean, like Wren's stuff, it just feels pretty bad. Just to like, we don't have a surgery date booked. We have yet to get back to the surgeon about, we don't even have an estimate for the surgery. So the money is one thing, but that's kind of figured out. Rebecca's kind of figured that out. It's a huge strain, but if Wren needs a surgery, she needs it, right? And but the other thing is like the recovery time is just so bananas. It's just so crazy. It's like 2 weeks of complete inactivity, just like no walking, like inactivity, like go outside to the bathroom, that's it. And then then after that 2 weeks, you can walk her for 5 minutes a day, and that's it. And then every week you can increase that by 5 minutes. So if you think about that, after 1 month after surgery, she's allowed to go for a 10-minute walk once a day. That's it. Which means that she cannot, and they specified walk, not run, not wrestling and playing, no jumping, nothing, like just a walk. So after 2 months, she can go for a 20-minute walk. And that's just like, man, like that's not going to get her energy. It's just a long road to recovery for her. And that just makes me sad, because like she likes to play and she's social and she's energetic, and like she's not going to be allowed to be around a dog for like, I don't know, 2 months. Like if she can sniff a dog, but she can't get into wrestling and stuff, because we want her to heal properly, obviously. And yeah, it's a lot. It's just sad. Once that's over, then hopefully that issue is resolved and that's it. I don't remember if I talked about this after the call that I had, but I mean, they found that there's dysplasia in one elbow but not in the other. The other one is like there's no abnormalities at all. Something might develop later, but maybe not. I hope it never does, because then it's just going to be really annoying, because it's just going to have to go through that same process and then her road to recovery all over again, when she could be doing both of the recovering from the surgery, having 2 surgeries at once on both elbows. Recovering from that would be just like ideal, because the recovery time would be just all done at once rather than in 2 separate occasions. The hip thing, right now it's not an issue apparently, and it might get better with time, so hopefully that's never an issue. Hopefully it's just 1 surgery and that's it. But it's just a lot, again, it's just a lot to like take in. It's really overwhelming to think about that. And you've got to like take her to the bathroom. Like, you have to go out with her to the yard, because otherwise she'll be out there ripping around, and she's not allowed to. So just like having to put her on a leash just to go in her own backyard, just to go to the bathroom, that's tough. So there are definitely a bunch of things going on that are not great, but we'll have to just get through that, and that's just the way it's going to have to be. But I'm trying not to overthink about it, because that's not serving me right now. And just having to deal with that day to day will be better than being overwhelmed and consumed by those thoughts. And yeah, I'm just exercising some of the stuff that's just like pushing out thoughts, not pushing out, letting them run their course. I need to change my language about it too, because it's not accurate. It's not about pushing it out, it's the opposite. It's like, this is a thought, let's be curious about that thought. Why am I having that thought? You know? And then it's been like, okay, well, see you later, Mr. Thought, and that's it, and then it's gone, rather than fixating on it. Anyway, a lot of talking head stuff. I'm gonna go see Wren and take her for a walk since I've got time. It's really muddy. Weather's been up and down a lot. There's like a 15-degree difference from like 12 hours ago to now. So it's everything's been melting. It's +6 right now, so it's gonna be really dirty. But I'm gonna go grab Wren and get really dirty, I guess. I love seeing this puppy run. Just something about it makes me so happy. It's really windy, which of course in direct correlation is why it is +7 right now. It's damn Chinooks. Again, I would feel much more comfortable right now if it were -20 and no wind at all. The wind just does something that it's just annoying as hell. Makes things very unpleasant, much more than I think the cold. Anyway, decided to bring her to Popson, and it's really, she's gonna be so dirty. It's so messy down here. Well, I like that she's going up there, because cleaned up. That's cool. There we go. See, and that's what's going to be missing for like maybe 6 months, is her just being able to do that. She wasn't even at full sprint, just a jog. That's tough, but hopefully that corrects some issues and means that she'll be good for a long time. Won't have any impairments or limps or anything. I think this is her cattle dog, her herding instincts. She usually lies down and waits a bit before like charging at them. Good girl, Wren. Good girl. Hi. Yeah, she sprinted hard there. That other dog looked like a German Shepherd mix. like ran fast. Well, I'm glad she got some play in, because sometimes we come to Popson and it's just kind of doing the walk or doing the hike, and she doesn't really get to play around with other dogs much, because we'll just like pass them and she'll like sniff them a bit and then we gotta go, or they're going the other way or whatever, right? So we stopped for a bit and let them play. That was nice. So at the studio, wrapping up the vlog. Got a bunch of reviews this week, as well as that conversation. I think there'll be 5 reviews this week. So there was Top Gun, reviewing the movie Top Gun, reviewing the movie Titan, which is a French foreign film, which is something else. And then the graphic novel Limbo, and the movie Spectral, which is a Netflix original. And I'm missing something. I am missing something. Shoot, I can't remember what the other review is right now. Got it. The other review is on the book The Never-Ending Story. And I talk about the movies a little bit. There's 3 movies. I didn't realize that. I've seen one of them, but the first one. Anyway. And then there's a conversation about how there's no such thing as one-way liberation. And what that basically means is that if you are doing what's best for you in the scenario, you shouldn't be thinking about how it's going to negatively impact other people, because just your example of doing what is best for you is probably a positive thing for other people. But I talk about that more in depth in the conversation, obviously. So, yeah, wrapping up the vlog right here. Who knows what the next couple weeks have in store. Again, COVID stuff is just like it's just such a mess. It's just like, I don't know about work, what's going to happen with this, that, or the other thing. Just like it screws things around so much with school and family stuff and just whatever. Just scheduling and money and time and energy and all of it. So, yeah. With that, we'll see you at another time.